Hiya, it's Goblin Henchman here. So I thought I would just review something I put into the public domain, I don't know, sort of 3 or 4 years ago now. Um, so back in the G Plus days, I was releasing um, sort of a quirk, some magic item every so often. I can't remember, was I doing it once a day or once a week or just whenever I felt like it. Anyway, free RPG day was coming up, so I thought it would be quite a good idea just to pull together all these items and just release it as a PDF. And this is it. So it's still available. It's now pay what you want. Now I don't really particularly need or want your money, but if you give anything more than 20 cents, then it does improve its ratings on Drive-Through RPG. Also gives me some encouragement to know what people actually like enough to be willing to pay for, or pay something for at least. Anyway, so I'm just, without further ado, just work through some of these items. So there's a hyperlinked index. So what have we got here? So this is I think a magic pearl that if you crush between your teeth, you can cause a rival magic user to jumble their spells up. So they think they're casting magic missile, but they end up casting rope trick or something. I quite like this one as well. It's actually it's not really so much a magic item, but it's actually the jawbone of a troll. And when you hit people, the teeth cut you, but also they're just oozing a bit of acid still. So the quirk with this is that there is actually a chance of regenerating the troll because the pulp of the troll is still sort of in there, kind of in a stasis mode. The Tickler, I like this item as well. So this is a sword that it stabbed a phase spider as it was transitioning into the ethereal plane. So 2/3 of the long sword is in the ethereal plane, and 1/3 is in the material plane. So it's a bit like a big dagger. So something like a halfling can use it. It has some quirks. Studs of Wonder, I think they give you some protection. You can just attach them to normal leather armor or something, and that gives a bonus. But I think you can also throw them as almost like mini hand grenades. They can be acid, cold, fire, lightning, that sort of thing. Stick of Thorns. So I think this item is basically like a wooden stick with thorns on it in the shape of a sword, but actually has the ability to, for example, trap an enemy in a cage of thorns. Quite like this one as well. Imagine someone killed a rust monster and skinned it and made it into a shield. So it's not quite as potent as a real rust monster, but it has some of the properties. So you can turn someone's weapon into dust occasionally. Ring that knows people's alignments or conceals it. So pouch of offensive coin. So this was a sort of a sect of paladins, I think, who basically wanted people to give their money to charity. So unless you spend this money in good cause, it will offend the person you try to spend it with by giving some sort of offensive image on the coin. A little way to put your hand in someone else's bag of holding. Emergency food source, a money changer, way to temporarily make a non-magic item magical, project your footfalls, seeing with ultrasound. This is effectively a mulligan, gives you the chance to see the future so you can undo some action you didn't like. Quickly changing your outfit, a little kind of widget like a butterfly that can say destruct a guard. What happens to player characters when the player doesn't turn up to a game? Well, of course, they go into this cursed magic bottle. Blade of Blinking, quite like this one. It's basically essentially got a blink dog's tail on the sword, so that when you hit the opponent, you have the chance to blink, teleport around them to befuddle them. Occasionally goes wrong. Clerics using edged weapons. A wand that can store spells or capture other people's spells that are shot at you. Lots of minions, unseen servants, and then an OGL. I mean, interestingly, I released this with the OGL at the time, and I thought that was kind of necessary. But I think in retrospect, I did also release this on the Creative Commons later. But basically, the OGL, I think, for my purposes, is a bit overcooked. I don't necessarily want to have people have to write an OGL, just use these things. Anyway, check it out. Free on drive through. Pay what you want. Cheers.